At 3:14 a.m., a sharp crack shattered the stillness of Willow Creek Ranch, followed by a hiss. "You broke the gate, Derek." In the moonlight, for figures in pastel polos and khaki shorts, members of the Oak Ridge Homeowners Association crept across my dew-soaked grass, armed with flashlights, clipboards, and a laminated HOA manual. Their mission: slap violation notices on my mailbox to enforce their suburban empire. What they didn't know was that inside my barn, snoring like a chainsaw, I, Sheriff Ben Travers, a freshly retired, freshly divorced lawman, had just been jolted awake, my loaded shotgun in hand. Where are you reading this? Drop your craziest HOA tale below, and let me tell you how a bumbling raid, a borrowed goose, and a pissed-off donkey turned my ranch into a legend. I'm Ben, 62, a 40-year veteran of the Sheriff's Department, now seeking solace on my family's 10-acre ranch. The land, passed down from my granddad, was my refuge after a bitter divorce. I'd planned to fix fences, smoke cigars, and nap in the barn with my donkey, Mabel. Oak Ridge, a gated community of manicured lawns, had other ideas. Led by Lorraine Baxter, a 55-year-old HOA president with a viper's charm and a lawyer's cunning, they'd been after my ranch for months, citing aesthetic violations to force a sale. That night, as flashlight beams cut through the barn slats, I grabbed my shotgun, cracked the door, and spotted a polo-clad figure measuring my mailbox with a neon tape measure. I cocked the gun, the sound slicing the night. The HOA squad froze. A clipboard hit the dirt, paper scattering. One guy, sporting a cactus tattoo, bolted but tripped over a hose, face-planting in mud. I stepped into the moonlight, shirtless, cigar dangling, and growled, "10 seconds to explain why you're on my land before I list my violations." Derek, the ringleader, stammered about Rule 7B, unapproved mailbox, but his voice cracked as I advanced, shotgun steady. "You broke my gate, trespassed at 3 a.m., and spooked Mabel. That's a rap sheet, boys." By sunrise, 3 of the 4 were zip-tied to my patio chairs, sipping coffee poured by my mom, Grandma Pearl, who'd insist on hospitality even for invaders. Derek, the 4th, had called his mother-in-law entering the chaos. Her Lexus screeched in as my daughter, Claire Travers, 34, rolled up in her pickup. Both women stepped out, eyes blazing. Claire, a mechanic with a lawyer's grit, spoke first. "Why's your goon squad breaking in at 3 a.m.? Lorraine, in heels and pearls, didn't flinch. "Your fence is firetruck red, not approved, and that chicken coop's too close to the road. We're enforcing standards." Claire pointed to a soggy garden gnome my kids painted years ago. "They pissed on our gnome. That's personal." I sauntered up, cigar smoldering. "Lorraine, one more step, and I'll cite you under Section 11 of the Texas Land Act." She scoffed. "There's no Section 11. I grinned. "There is when I say so." Inside, my son, Sam, 29, a doomsday prepper with a conspiracy podcast, watched through binoculars, a tinfoil hat nearby to troll the HOA. Pearl's Bridge Club spread the tale by noon, and locals arrived with lawn chairs, one selling "free the mailbox" teas. Rumors flew-eyed declared martial law with pancakes. Claire, desperate for order, called the sheriff's office, forgetting my old deputies were too loyal to intervene. By dusk, Lorraine filed a cease and desist. I countered with a 1994 ranchstead exemption clause, laminated in the barn, claiming HOAs couldn't regulate ranches with livestock and a resident law officer. Claire eyed me. "You're retired, Dad." I smirked. Badges in the barn. Never resigned. We had 11 chickens, and Mabel 1 animal short of the clause's 12. Sam returned with a borrowed goose, dubbing it Liberty Goose. Claire mailed the clause to Lorraine, who fell silent for a day. The HOA retaliated, fining anyone tied to us. A neighbor's dog got cited for sniffing our fence. The feed store guy was warned for delivering hay. Sam's podcast became a resistance hub, his flyers screaming, "Don't let the HOA steal your hay." Locals brought ducks, goats, and a one-eyed alpaca, turning the ranch into a feathered fortress. Derek's brother, Owen, spilled a secret to Claire over coffee. Lorraine planned a midnight compliance sweep with private security. Claire's eyes narrowed. "Why mercenaries for a fence?" Owen shrugged. "They think your dad's a loose cannon." Sam grinned. "We're the rebels now." Saturday night, we braced for war. Pearl baked pies for morale. Locals brought snacks. Sam distributed walkie-talkies, code-naming us Goose Strike. At 11:59 p.m., two SUVs rolled up, spilling men in tactical polos with tasers and clipboards. A drone buzzed. Mabel brayed, and chaos erupted. I stepped into the headlights, deed in one hand, shotgun in the other. You're trespassing on protected land. The lead guard muttered about code enforcement. I fired a warning shot skyward. The animals went berserk. Geese charged, the alpaca spat, a rogue ferret, bandit, climbed a guard's leg. Pearl lobbed a pie, nailing a taser-wielding goon. Sam's livestream hit 6,000 viewers before crashing. By dawn, the guards fled, feathers in their hair. Owen, smitten with Claire, handed her HOA financials showing Lorraine funneled $200,000 into a personal hot tub and a compliance retreat. The internet exploded. Reporters swarmed Lorraine's lawn. Residents demanded her ouster. A guy in a duck costume held a foul justice sign. Lorraine resigned. The HOA dissolved, and citations were voided. Willow Creek threw a bash fireworks, a bounce house, Pearl's spiked lemonade. Claire announced a county commissioner run. Sam landed a web series. I framed my badge, shotgun retired, and hung a sign. Private property, HOA free since 2025. Trespassers get pie. The war was over, but Willow Creek Ranch, its defiant ducks, and one surly goose became legend.